So I'm going to show how to make this pate, and this is a really, really yummy pate if you can get the consistency right. And usually what I try to do is get it about the consistency of mud, kind of, a thick mud. So what I'm going to do actually is start with some water as the base. And usually, depending on how much you make, what you want is about, start with 1 part water, 2 parts dry.
Okay.
So 1 part water, 2 parts dry. And so this is a hemp protein powder, and it's the base. And so then from there, I just kind of get it so that it starts mixing in. And that'll start informing you of what the consistency is going to be like. So we're also going to add some of the iridesca into this, but this is going to need some more protein. So what's nice about this is that you can start to really play with your consistency. So just start with a little bit and then start adding from there when you're new to this. And if you're making a wrap that you want it to be, you want it to last so that you can basically later on in the day you can eat it, then you can get it really, really kind of chunky like this. So I like to get it chunky like this so that then from there I can add the apple cider vinegar and add the salt, and that'll give it a little bit more hydration.
Mm-hmm.
You see how I'm doing that?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to add a little bit of iridesca to this. And the iridesca is just the superfood. Sometimes, depending on the weather, depending on the day, I'll add all kinds of different things. Thank you. Nutritional yeast, the Q10, all kinds of different things. But we're going to keep this one really simple because I actually think that simple is the best. Personally, for me, simple is the best. So sometimes I would add a little bit of the rice protein to this. But this is basically your protein. This is a living form of amino acids that have all 20 of the amino acids that our body's looking for, as well as the omegas, omega-3, 6, and 9. So from there, as you can see, it's starting to get really pulpy. So from there, I'm going to add the oil. I'm going to add a little bit of hemp oil. And then I'm going to add some olive oil. And then I'm going to add a little bit of apple cider vinegar. And
Here
some of this.
and here it comes.
And here it comes. And then some of this salt solution. Thank you. So just a little bit of apple cider vinegar to give it that bite. It gives it this really nice tangy bite. Sometimes I'll add lemon to this, but you'll see when we make the wraps that I'll add the lemon to that then. So you can see how this is starting to become, yeah. And I get it to a consistency that I like, and it's different every day. I know I keep saying that, but it's very important because you would not believe how many people ask me, well, how do I make this when it's just so touch and feel? You just feel your way through it. So see how that's, now you can, the apple cider vinegar is what made it brighten up like that. Apple cider vinegar is an amazing, it's like a filler, like a bonder. It'll get everything communicating.
Congeals everything.
Yeah. So I'm going to add some nanodrops to this, which are the enzymes, the amino acids, and the humic fulvic minerals. And again, you can see how that starts to brighten it up. See?
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, I'm going to add the salt. And at this point, I can feel my body wanting to taste this. So before I add the salt, I'm going to taste it. It's nice. It does need the salt. That's perfect.
Which salt do you want, liquid or
You
You want to try
granular?
some? Yeah. With this, I feel like I'm going to add the liquid just a little bit.
It for sure needs salt.
There we go. And usually I have a spoon thing that I use, but we're out here doing our picnic. Isn't that nice? Yeah. So then from there we add the salt.
It makes me feel good. Like it satisfies.
Yeah, that's the word we're looking for.
Satisfies.
That's my favorite word. That's the FiveSignals word. I work with a lot of people who are working with stabilizing their weight, where they feel that they're overweight, they're trying to release weight, and it's because of the fact that they're not getting satisfied for their foods. It's a huge thing. So that's the first thing that I look for with people is don't take away any of your stuff. Just start adding things in so you can actually get a satisfied signal in your system. You get the satisfaction signal. So do you want to try this? with the salt.
Thank you.
Amen. She's gonna try that on a little leaf.
Me too.
So that's my pate. Now, what's really cool about the pate is that from there, I'm gonna set that there. You can do two
Yum.
things. Do we have another one of these?
Another cucumber?
Yeah.
Do we have another cucumber?
It's okay. I'll just cut this off. Okay, so you can do two things. You can make cucumber chips, and you can make these as long this way as you want. So I'm going to make them longer, just to make them more interesting. And you just make them nice and thin. This is a great way to have a snack during the day. This one's a little thick, so I'm just going to cut that off. And then from there, what you can do is just make these little chips, go like that, and you've got a snack. Doesn't that look yummy? If you wanted to put a little bit of nutritional yeast on there, you could, just to give it a little pinch. And then the other thing is you can put the salt on there as well, just to sprinkle it on there. The thing that I like to do actually is put the hemp seeds.
I was going to say,
Sprinkle
I'm
the
craving hemp seeds on there with that nutty flavor.
Yeah.
Can I grab some?
Yeah. So, and then the other thing that will you grab the celery too? So that's how we do that. So then you have basically this little pate blend. Do you want to try that? You in the
Yeah.
mood? Okay.
Yeah.
So you could actually even mix the green in there if you wanted.
I could like do like that.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that nice?
Mm-hmm.
And then so like for me, I would crave a little bit of, a pinch of salt, just to
It's really nice.
try to act a bit. Isn't that nice?
Mhm.
Yeah. Make sure you're leaning in so we can see you.
I have stuff on my face.
Yeah.
I can feel it.
It's very satisfying. So I like to create little chips like this so that you can get into the dipping action. And then, just put a little pinch of salt on it. Isn't that yummy? That's so
It's
good.
really good.
And with the hemp seeds,
Where's your nutritional yeast?
I think it's in this bag right here. So with the hemp seeds give it a little bit of crunch.
They're nutty.
Do you have the nuts? Grab those almonds too.
Okay. Oh, nice.
That is really good.
Yeah, isn't that nice? It's very satisfying. So then from there, what you can do is you can sprinkle them in here, or you can just get in the habit of sprinkling them on your food. But again, if you're traveling, like if you want to take this with you, if you know you're going to be somewhere where you're going to have lunch, you can just take a container, even a bowl like this, or just a plastic bowl, put the pate in the bottom, sprinkle these on here, bring some of the salt, put this on, arrange it however you want. The other thing that you can do with this is make some celery sticks. Just cut them up, dip them in, put them in. Then from there, you can also put some slivers of avocado. So this is just a nice kind of like pate. It's all based around the pate.
Kind of like a pate and crudité.
Yeah. And then from there, if you want a salad, basically what you can do is take the salad and then put the pate in the middle, put the dressing all over it. We're going to cover dressings and all of that later. And then from there, I'll show you how to make this into a wrap. So we've got that in there. The other thing you can do if you're looking for a little bit more crunch is just take some of these, crunch them in your hand, crunch them up, or you can obviously do this, in a little bit more delicate way, but like using a knife or whatever, and then just kind of sprinkle those in there. Then from there, when you're playing with all of this, that will end up in there as well. So you can try this. And I'm a very kinesthetic person. I like everything to be very felt, touch, taste. So for me, dipping like this is very satisfying for me. And when I get the nuts and the different flavors and all that with a pinch of salt, it's heaven for me. It's very satisfying. Does that taste any good with the cucumber?
Yeah, it's great.
Good texture. Yeah, so texture is very important because that's how we get off the stimulant drive. So that's actually starting to taste a little too green for me for the cucumbers. So what I would probably do is I would add a little bit more salt. Tomato. I'd add fat, avocado, and tomato, just as a kind of blend. So that can be a pate bowl, like I was saying, or you can make it as a salad.
And then you add some kind of dressing. Then you add like an apple cider vinegar dressing or lemon
Yeah,
dressing. Or...
you can do that. And then the other thing you can do is, and I'll show us how to do this in a minute. So we'll get back to that. So now let's make this into a wrap. Okay. So the wraps are very, very easy. Can you do me a favor?
Mm-hmm.
Can you just go look and see if all this is in that shot?
Yeah.
Okay. So this, I'm going to show you how to make my favorite wrap. Is that ending up in there?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All that's in there?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is my favorite wrap, and what I'll do is I'll take one or two of these and just lay them like this, and then, but I'm going to show you just how to make a mini wrap just so that you can have this. So you take this, and then you start to lay this down like that. So you've got that laid down. And each person is different. You know, each person craves different greens, different days. This is one that I just kept going back to over and over again in the summer. So with this, what I find when it gets, I don't want too many greens, I just want that good green satisfaction. So sometimes what I'll do is just take little pieces of this and just put it in there. And it's almost like spicing. The rainbow chard has a lot of salt in it. And then this is a very kind of neutral, and then this has a bitter taste in it. It's more of a bitter. So then from there, what I would do is I would start to add my pate, which then becomes basically the middle of your middle source of your protein. So sometimes it's nice to have this a little bit more. What's the word I'm looking for?
Hearty.
Yeah, where it's not as the
Creamy.
consistency is a little And then, so let's see.
Avocado.
Yep. From there, do some avocado. And then what I like to do is, this is where I like to put my sprouts.
And what kind of sprouts are those?
These are just alfalfa sprouts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. This is actually, it's called dinner salad. You can get it at Whole Foods. And it's where they have all of the sprouted beans and lentils and all that, legumes at the bottom. So as you can see, Cara just put some avocado on there. So then from there, what I would do is just add a little bit of sprout, just like that. It's almost a little too much. So just something like that. And then, honestly, what I really love to do also is put the crunchy in there, get the crunchy nuts in there. So even if it's just a little bit, just for the crunch, perfect. So she's gonna put some tomatoes in there. That's good for me. But if you want more, because you're probably gonna eat this. Unless you don't want to.
I'm gonna share it with you.
Okay. Do you want anything else in here?
It looks good to me.
Okay. So, no, that'll be just for later, yeah. Okay, so we've got avocado, sprouts, tomatoes, pate, greens. Then we're going to take some of these hemp seeds. Not in this one, I don't think. Cara's craving a little nutritional yeast, and we're going to share this, and I'm not actually wanting that on mine. So she can actually put that on hers once we break this up. So the thing that's really nice about this is that you can roll a wrap like this, and see, since we already put the green there, you can kind of grab onto it and fold into it. And then from there, you just basically go like that. And you can get this as rolled in as you need to. And again, what I just did was I tucked this into that other leaf, which then wraps it around it. Isn't that nice?
Mm-hmm.
And then from there, you just take this, you wrap it around. If you're going to be traveling with this, what you can do is take a toothpick and just stick a toothpick in it. Do you have any other suggestions for that? Any ideas? Okay. So then from there, you've got this pretty clean wrap. Now, the thing that I would add to this is I would either have a dressing,
Dip it.
yeah, and dip it, and I can show you how to make those, or
Let's look it
I
up
would
real
just,
quick. We'll do a shaky dressing in a jar.
yeah, we'll show it. So then, but what I would honestly do for myself, usually when I'm doing this, is I have apple cider vinegar and salt, and just pour that into it, or pour it on it. But the dipping is great. So doesn't that look delicious
It
and
does.
yummy?
Yeah.
And so this has everything in it that you're looking for as far as nutrients. This is very satisfying. So there we go.